This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Janelle Slade. Jay is off tonight. Well, the snow left more quickly than it came, but we are not done. The brutal cold and icy roads will plague this region overnight as temperatures plummet. Joining us with the latest on the weather front tonight, Q2 Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. Bob, we had a record-setting night, and we are literally inching toward another record.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I talked with a friend of mine yesterday, and they said they went to bed in April. They felt like they woke up in February today.
Me too.
It was that cold. Now, here's what's happened. You'll notice these are our reported overnight low temperatures, and where we have the star, that's where we have a new record low. Here in Billings, had a new record low of 6 above zero. The old record was 7. Same thing in Miles City. We tied the record at Livingston. Now, up there we have below zero temperatures like at Havre and at Lewistown. Their records were like 20 to 25 below zero, so they were nowhere close to the records there. But look at this. We had a lot of snow. Places like about 8 miles southwest of Lame Deer had 17.5 inches of snow. Same thing in Rapelje. Livingston wound up with 12 inches of snow. Cook City 12. You'll see Billings, we had 7.4 inches of snow. Now, here comes the interesting record here. Now, that takes us to the third snowiest winter on record, and we only need about another 8 inches to actually break the record and go up to number 1. We'll see if we get that. We are expecting more snow coming in on Thursday, and it's going to be close, Janelle.
All right, thanks so much, Bob. A federal judge throws out a wrongful termination suit filed by a former Columbus police officer who was fired for sexual misconduct. Q2's Asia Gore has been following this case and joins us now with more on the decision. Asia.
Janelle, the judge ruled that the city of Columbus and former police chief did follow protocol when they fired former Sergeant Paul Caraway in 2015. Caraway was first placed on paid leave after a female dispatcher reported he made sexual comments and advances. Other women in the community also reported sexual harassment by Caraway. He was ultimately fired from the department. Caraway's complaint alleged he was not given a hearing to contest his termination, which violates federal law. However, the judge agreed with the city and police department, saying Caraway had every opportunity to contest his termination, but chose not to. Now, with the judge's ruling, the case is effectively closed. It's unclear whether Caraway will appeal the decision. Janelle?
All right, thanks, Asia. An investigation is underway in northeast Montana, where vandals drove over graves on Easter Sunday. The Sheridan County Sheriff's Office says someone took a joyride through the eastern half of the Plentywood Cemetery. Authorities say a majority of the graves in that part of the cemetery are affected, including tire marks on some of the headstones. The full extent of damage has yet to be determined due to the snow on the ground. The Billings School District 2 Board of Trustees will select its new superintendent next week. Now, trustees met today to discuss the interview schedule. Due to a closed meeting last week, the board also officially voted in the 3 finalists, down from 5. Ross Kasem, Rebecca Salato, and Greg Upham will return to Billings for final candidate interviews. A superintendent will then be selected Saturday, April 14th. The Skyview Falcons will soon be partially solar powered. The solar panels to be installed over the summer. Now, the school, the largest energy user in School District 2, now has some financial help to install that solar energy system. A $50,000 grant from Northwestern Energy will bring down the cost of the nearly $140,000 project. The system is estimated to take at least 11 years before a return of investment, but that could happen sooner depending on the solar energy market. In a 30-year timeline, the savings are estimated to reach $327,000. School District 2 will try for a second $50,000 grant next year to install a similar solar energy system on Senior High School. We'll break out your pens and paper. It's time to take notes on this month's One School at a Time candidates. Cloud Peak Energy and KTVQ team up each month to provide area schools with $3,500 in grants. Q2's Jenny Fick brings us a look at our latest finalists.
Orchard Elementary would like to expand the selection of books in their library.
STEM books are really important because science, technology, engineering, and math, that's the wave of the future. Many of our kids, they'll be filling those jobs someday, and our kids have shown a big interest in those areas, and so we're excited to look for different ways to find books for them and pique their interest.
Familiarizing students with these topics at a young age could help inspire future passions.
For our kids, it's more just about access to good resources and things that are interactive and things that they can really just immerse themselves in the science, the technology, engineering, and math.
While Orchard is looking to enrich their classrooms by adding more books to their school, the next two schools are looking for opportunities outside of the building. Skyview High School's emotionally disturbed class hopes to fund trips out into the community.
My kids, a lot of them, they visit the pantry because they don't have the food at home that they need, and they just are grateful though. I mean, they don't come to school and are like, oh, I have nothing, or this happened, or whatever. It's just, to them, it's kind of the norm. And so the big part of what we have done this year is we do field trips every month.
Each month, they perform a service project in town and also do some sort of outing.
We do a lot of social skills. We do a lot of, okay, what kind of behaviors should you display in public? And that's where these field trips come in.
The trips allow students to interact positively while exploring new experiences.
Field trips are just as important as anything you'd learn in the classroom because a lot of these kids learn more when we leave. It just opens their eyes to more opportunities that maybe they wouldn't have had.
St. Francis Catholic School's Audubon Naturalist in the Schools program provides students with on-site field experience at the Audubon Center.
They get to go into the ponds and they scoop out bugs and they look at them and they figure out what life cycle they're in. They get to go canoeing. They go out to the shores of the Yellowstone River and they break rocks apart. They track animals.
The grant would help with the costs of trips to the center.
It's fun to see the kids learning. It's fun to see those aha moments with them when they're playing with the bugs and stuff. And it's stuff that you don't really think about when you're just out in nature, but they learn that to look a little deeper.
The program is meant to promote critical thinking and teamwork.
The kids have a blast, but the teachers do too.
In Billings, Jenny Fick, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Jenny. Now, the school with the most votes receives $2,000, the second $1,000, and the third school earns $500 toward its project. To vote for your favorite school, donate to one of the specific projects, or nominate a school for May, log on to oneschoolatime.org. The History Channel is calling the discovery 1 in 100 million. The skeleton of a baby T-Rex, one of the most preserved and complete ever found, unearthed right here in Montana at the Hell Creek Formation near Fort Peck Lake. Researchers and students at the University of Kansas recovered the fossilized remains, which are about 66 million years old. Now, scientists say a young T-Rex is rare, with only a few being found over the years. This particular skeleton includes a complete section of the upper jaw with all of the teeth.
The first bone we found in the skull was actually this ridge right here, and we started working into the outcrop and we started to uncover teeth. What's fantastic about this specimen is like every tooth position is filled not only by a functioning working tooth, but also by replacement teeth.
Now, without much to compare it to, it can be difficult for scientists to determine what exactly they've found. According to University of Kansas, just like humans, a dinosaur's body changed as it grew, and it can be difficult to determine what changes are due to growth versus different species. The fossils are currently being analyzed, and a full report is expected in the coming months. Well, it's a place in Montana unlike any you've ever seen or heard of, and it took years to construct. Tonight, Q2's Brandon Sullivan introduces us to the man who built it all with his own two hands.
I was watching TV and I saw a train layout that really impressed me. And I said, I think I would like to do that. I knew nothing about setting up the trains or doing the scenery. The idea was to just build the scenery and then you can run the trains. Well, turns out I enjoyed the scenery a heck of a lot more than running the trains.
For the better part of 6 years, 78-year-old Air Force veteran Jerry Tillinger spent his days in the basement, meticulously constructing a small town.
I started off in about 2010, and I think I completed the last phase around 2016. So that's about 6 years, but that's not continuous 6 years. I mostly worked on it in the wintertime.
For Jerry, it's all in the details, but those details came at a price. He started out looking to spend $500 at Jim's Junction. He would eventually spend 30 times that amount.
I have all the receipts from the 3 phases that I've done, and I added them up one day, and surprisingly, it came out to around $15,000. And that's a lot for a retired guy like me, so that's Uncle Sam kind of paying for this. Because there's so much detail put in this that I am amazed sometimes when I look at something and say, gee, I didn't know I did that. And that looks pretty darn good.
Jerry's town is all a result of his own imagination. The buildings are named after friends, although his daughter says she's still waiting for her own. There's a ghost town and a cemetery, and there's Jerry's version of the Billings Airport, sitting atop the rims that are made of styrofoam and actual sandstone that Jerry himself has collected. The airport is busy. And fortunately for all the souls boarding this plane, the runway has lights. 27th Street is a little backed up due to an accident, but Jerry says there are no serious injuries. And for the train enthusiasts, they're usually on time, but not without its challenges.
Did it again, there must be a problem over there. The most frustrating part is sometimes when you turn the system on, it doesn't work like it did the last time. There's little things like that that irk you every time you try to run the trains. But overall, they do run pretty good.
What he's created in the basement of his Billings home is nothing short of incredible. Even at 78, Jerry Tillinger is a man with a vision, a ton of creativity, and most importantly, an exceptional eye for detail.
The more detail you can put into it, the more impressed people will be when they see it.
In Billings, Brandon Sullivan, MTN News.
Okay, that is so cool. Thanks, Brandon. Now, Jerry welcomes anyone who wants to see his creation in person to just reach out because he loves to show it off. Up next on tonight's 5:30 News, we check out a new drug that could change the lives of young children and teenagers with autism. And later tonight, in sports, breaking news from the University of Idaho. Scott has details on alleged sexual assault mishandlings by Montana natives Rob Spear and Paul Petrino.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports.